Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Dharma service. I'm just going to lead you through about 10 minutes of just movement to prepare yourself for the sitting practice. So if you don't mind, please come to stand in front of your mat. Please be careful because it's slippery on the floor with your socks on. Feel free to remove them. So we'll just take our hands together in front of the heart center, relax the shoulders, let them slide down away from your ears, soften behind your knees, and we'll just take a nice big inhale and reach all the way up as if we're gathering energy from the sun, and then palms come together and you just glide that energy down into your heart. We'll do that one more time, soft knees, inhale, reach all the way up, maybe go a little taller. Try to stay relaxed in the body as much as possible. Exhale, glide the hands down the front of the body. We'll just do that one last time. Inhale, reach up. Feel how it feels a little bit easier this time. And then exhale, slide the hands down the body. We'll separate the feet a little bit wider than the hips. And we'll just lift the right, lift the left. Lift the right, lift the left. And then let the arms swing out to the side. Doesn't have to be in any particular way, just whatever feels good for you. Lovely. Just keep breathing in and breathing out. And then come back to center again. Hands in front of the heart center. We'll step the right foot forward. And we'll inhale, reach the arms up, plug that right big toe into the floor, and then exhale, bring the hands behind the body, and if it's available for you to interlace, that would be great. Otherwise, just reach for your wrists or just let the hands rest on the back body. We'll take a nice inhale in as you roll the shoulders back. And on the exhale, we're simply going to hinge forward at the hip crease with a straight back, coming down as far as is possible for you, and then let the head relax. You should be feeling a lot of sensation in the backs of the legs. Breathe in, breathe out. And then we'll inhale, press into the feet, lift yourself back up again. Smile and step back. Inhale, reach all the way up again. Grab hold of the right wrist with the left hand. And we'll step the feet a little wider as you side bend towards the windows. Opening up the right side of your body. Breathe in into that side of your body. Exhale. And then inhale, come back up again. Release. Hands come back behind you again, stepping the left foot forward, plugging that left toe into the floor. Relax the shoulders down. Inhale, lengthen up in the spine. Stay relaxed in the body as you exhale, hinge forward, letting the head become nice and soft. Releasing at the neck, drawing the hips back, and just feeling that sensation in the backs of your legs. Breathing in, breathing out. And on your next inhale, push your feet into the floor. Step back. Sweep the arms up overhead. Grab hold of the left wrist with the right hand and side bend the other way. Breathing into the left side of your body. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale yourself back up again. Release the arms down alongside your body. Bring your hands to your hips. We're going to step the right foot out so that the toes are facing the wall. And we're going to intersect the heel of that right foot with the arch of the back foot. And see if you can make your stance a little bit wider. But be careful because I know the floor is slippery. Bend that right knee. Look down and make sure you can see your big toe. That means you have to adjust your knee so that it's leaning a little bit towards the little toe. Bring the arms up. Turn the palms facing up as you roll those shoulders back and down. And then keep the shoulders there, but just turn the palms facing down. Look over that right arm. Breathe. As you exhale, maybe you can sink a little bit lower. You want to keep that knee above the ankle. Breathing in, breathing out. Let's go ahead and drop the back hand to the back leg and reach that right arm all the way up and maybe a little bit towards the windows. Connect to your breath. Then come forward again. This time bring that right elbow to your knee and bring the left arm across your ear, reaching the other way. Try to stack your shoulders so you're not leaning forward, but rather opening the heart up towards the front of the room. Beautiful. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then inhale yourself back up again. Arms come out to the side. This time both toes come forward. Rather the toes of both feet. Hands on your hips. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinge forward from the hip crease, this place right here. Straight back, soft knees. Hinge forward, and then just fold over nice and softly. You can slide your hands down your legs. It's not a competition about how far you go. Whatever feels good for you. If you like, you can rock from side to side, bending each knee. Connecting to your breath. And then slowly engage your abdominal muscles to help with this. You can roll yourself back up again. We'll come to the other side. Left toes out, right heel back, bending the left knee, looking down and making sure you can see that big toe. Inhale, arms up, shoulder level, palms down, and shoulders rolled back. Looking over that left hand. Take a big inhale. On your exhale, maybe you can go a little lower. And then back hand to back leg, front palm comes up, reach all the way up and back towards the other wall. Opening up the side body. And then come forward, elbow to knee. Right arm comes up and reaches towards the window wall. Stacking the shoulders, opening the heart, breathing. You're all doing beautifully. Inhale, come back up again. Look over the front arm. And then release your hands to your hips. Turn both toes forward. Heel toe yourself in. Still remain with your feet a little wider than your hips and just circle at the hips. Circle. Doesn't matter how wide the circle is. Just say loosey-goosey in your knees. And then circle the other way. And we'll close with the breath of joy. So coming back to center, you can step your feet hip distance apart, softness behind your knees. Breath of joy is 3 short inhales as if you're conducting an orchestra. And then the fourth, the exhale, you fold over your legs. Okay? Here we go. Exhale, fold. Slowly coming up, 3 short inhales. Exhale, fold. One last time, 3 short inhales. And exhale, fold. Take your time down here. Just fold over your legs. Softness behind your knees. Engage your abdominal muscles and just slowly begin to stack your vertebra one at a time as you roll back up to stand. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Karen. Good morning, everybody. The ringing of the bell signifies the start of the service, so please sit quietly. Breathe in and out as we allow ourselves to set our minds for this Dharma service. Welcome all of you to One Dharma Center Sunday Dharma service. Nice to have everyone here. I'm Reverend Jieun. Still cold, but I could feel the beginning of the spring. So I wish you have a new hope from today's practice. This morning, Reverend Jieun will give us a Dharma talk titled How to Let Go of Anger. We have prepared today's program starting with bowing practice and chanting, followed by seated meditation and listening to Dharma talk. Now let us join the bowing practice first. You can see this one circle image in the altar. It represents the ultimate truth of neither arising and ceasing, and the principle of cause and effect. And it is enshrined within our minds and all things in the universe. To specify the content of 일원상, it is in fact the fourfold grace. So we prostrate with 4 vows to the Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace. You can either take a full bow or standing bow behind your cushion. So please stand up and join your palms together. We bow to grace of heaven and earth. Grace of parents. Grace of fellow beings. Grace of laws. Please be seated. Please adjust your body either on a cushion or in a chair for seated meditation. Now, Helen will guide us to seated meditation.
The method of sitting meditation is simple and easy. Sit comfortably on the floor or in a chair. Breathe in, grab all your tension, and breathe it out. Open up your chest and heart. Stretch up tall and align your spine from your neck to your tailbone. Relax your shoulders and arms. Then allow your hands to rest on your knees. Bring your attention to your breath. As you exhale, release all mental and physical tension. Invite your attention to bide in your chi energy field, which is called Danjan. This is located about 2 inches below your navel and is the power center for your breathing. Open your eyes and gaze downward over the end of your nose and to the floor. Keep your mouth closed and allow the tip of your tongue to rest gently against the roof of your mouth. When your mind is concentrated and calm, pure and clear saliva may gather in the mouth. You may swallow it. Relax your facial muscles and notice your gentle smile. If your face or body begins to itch, do not scratch. This is just a sign of the energy circulating in your body. Simply note the itching and let it pass. If your legs ache unbearably, you may change position very slowly and quietly so that you maintain a calm stillness and do not interrupt others. When thoughts arise in your mind, do not be discouraged or disturbed by them. Simply focus on your breathing without reacting to or playing with those thoughts. Recognize them as thoughts. They will disappear by themselves. And remember, keep bringing your awareness back to your Danjun breathing center. If you continue practicing meditation for a long period of time, you will rest in the realm of samadhi, deep meditation, in which the mind is calm, concentrated, perfectly focused, and at peace, with no distinction between self and others, time and place. We are grateful to sit quietly together, finding the still point within. May we be here now, aware of our ever calm and alert spirit.
Gently wiggle your body side to side. Back and forth. You can stretch your legs and massage your knees. Relax your neck. You can sit comfortably and turn to page 4. Now we will chant Ilwonsang Vow and Heart Sutra. Ilwonsang Vow. Ilwon is the realm of samadhi beyond words and speech, the gateway, birth and death, transcending being and non-being, the origin of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and loves the true nature of all Buddhas, enlightened masters, enlightened people, and sentient beings. One manifests as both permanent and impermanence, viewed as permanent. One unfolds into infinite word that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is viewed as impermanence. One unfolds into infinite word through the cycle of formation, duration, decay, and extinction of the universe, and the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings. According to we use our minds and bodies in the 4 forms of birth, we transform through the 6 realms of existence, progressing or regressing, with grace arising from harm or harm from grace. Therefore, we unawakened beings vow to practice heartily, modeling ourselves after Ilwonsang, the Dharmakaya Buddha, by cultivating our minds and bodies deeply, knowing human affairs and universal principles thoroughly, and using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing, and receiving grace rather than harm, until we attain the great empowerment of Ilwa and become one with the nature of Ilwa. Heart Sutra. The Bodhisattva of great compassion, when deeply practicing prajna paramita, realized that all five aggregates are empty, and thus became free from all suffering and distress. So Shariputra formed as now differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. The same is true of sensations, perception, impulses, and consciousness. So Shariputra, all dharmas are empty. They do not appear or disappear, or not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease in emptiness. No form, no sensation, no perceptions, no impulses, no consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realm of ear, no tongue, body, or mind consciousness, no ignorance, nor extinction of ignorance, no old age and death, nor extinction of death, no suffering, no cause of suffering, no cessation of suffering, no path, no wisdom, no attainment, with nothing to attain. The Bodhisattva relies on prajna paramita. Therefore, the mind has no hindrance. Without any hindrance, no fears exist. Free from delusion, one dwells in nirvana. All Buddhas of the past, present, and future rely on prajna paramita and attain supreme enlightenment. Therefore know that prajna paramita is the great mantra, is the great enlightening mantra, is the unsurpassed and unequaled mantra, which is able to eliminate all suffering. This is true now. So proclaim the prajna paramita mantra, which says gone, gone, gone beyond, far beyond. Now awakened, gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisvaha, gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisvaha, gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisvaha. Let's listen to a Dharma talk from Reverend Jieun. The title is How to Let Go of Anger. Please welcome Reverend Jieun with palms together.
Good morning. Today I want to talk about anger and how to manage it. So regardless of the reason, anger can lead us to suffering and have adverse effects on our mental and physical well-being. You can notice what we experience after becoming angry or being frustrated with someone. We feel so exhausted, right, and drained and depleted. In 2009, Elizabeth Blackburn won the Nobel Prize in Physiology for her discovery of telomeres. Telomeres are like the protective caps on the ends of shoelaces. They are the protective caps on the end of our chromosomes, which are the thread-like structures that carry our genetic information. As we age, our telomeres gradually become shorter, and this has been linked to various age-related diseases. Her research has shown that people who experience chronic anger and hostility have shorter telomeres than those who experience less anger. So if you're stressed and angry, you shorten your lifespan. Then why do we hold on to it? And how can you deal with anger when it arises? Although there are many approaches to managing anger, today I'd like to discuss the most critical aspect. Recognizing that the key to managing our anger lies solely within us, not with the other person. For example, if someone drives recklessly on the road and almost causes an accident with your car, you may feel angry. You may think the person owes you an apology for that issue to be resolved. What if the person does not apologize? In that case, you've given that person control over your emotions. It is as if you are relying on them to release your anger for you. However, the problem is that the person may not even recognize what they did to you. It happens, right? They don't remember what they did to us. And the person may keep running away. Then you must keep chasing them for the rest of your life. So to let go of your anger, it is crucial to remember that you are responsible for your own anger. Dr. Jieun Taylor, a neuroanatomist and author, has said that anger only lasts for 90 seconds. She explains that when we experience an emotion, it triggers a physiological response in the body, such as the release of neurotransmitters and hormones. This response peaks at around 90 seconds and then dissipates. 90 seconds. So Master Sotaesan says, when thoughts arise during meditation, we should just recognize them as thoughts. Do not engage with them. Do not try to get rid of them. Then they will disappear themselves. We can apply the same method in dealing with anger. The emotions keeps alive because we replay the story in our minds over and over and holding on to the emotions. I'd like to share my personal experience about this. During a vulnerable period in my life, someone in a position of power treated me unfairly, causing me to suffer mentally for several years. For a long time, I held on to the belief that I was a victim. And the memory made me feel uncomfortable for many, many years after that. Although I wanted to let go of the negative emotions, I didn't want to force myself to forgive. I thought that forgiveness should come naturally when I was ready. During that difficult time, my teacher told me that I was the only one who could make myself feel small, and that it was me, not the other person, who hurt me and who was underestimating myself. But at that time, I didn't fully understand the meaning behind these words. And years later, it dawned on me that I wanted to become the owner of my own emotions. I felt a sense of aspiration. Many self-help books discuss similar ideas, right? And perhaps that was what my teacher was trying to teach to me. But I wasn't ready to accept that at that time. It wasn't until I shifted my focus from what had happened to me in the past and what I had lost as a result to how I want to live and what I want to become, that I felt prepared to let go of my anger and understood what my teacher had told me years earlier. So I decided to shift my focus from what had happened in the past, and to the present moment. It is common to believe that we must first have a complete understanding to have a faith in a practice and to start doing it. However, the desire to do it comes first. You must want it first, then believe it and practice it. Therefore, if you have an aspiration of change, it means you're ready for it. It means you can do that. You can make that change. If you're finding it hard to let go of anger, then ask yourself, do I truly want to let it go? The next thing that I'd like us to remember in dealing with anger is when we feel angry, we need to pause. No matter what the situation, we need to pause. This may not be easy. It's like stopping a car rolling down a steep hill. It helps to breathe with your 단전 awareness. You can focus your mind on your lower abdomen, just breathe. Take a deep breath in and out, just 3 times. When the energy in the body settles down, we calm down quickly because our body and minds are not separate. Why do we need this practice? Because most of the thoughts we have when we are angry are just a reflection of our anger. We don't realize it when we are angry. Anger is like red ink that colors the water in an aquarium. If the water becomes red, everything will appear red to the fish in the tank. When we are angry, we think the other person is entirely wrong. This can cause us to act unskillfully. And one day, this is also my story. One day, someone talked to me and so rudely and aggressively. And I immediately thought it was wrong. And his manner was not acceptable at all. So what did I do? I did something I felt I had to do. I reacted by saying something with the same rude and aggressive energy to punish him. You deserve it. And although it seemed like the right thing to do at that time, uncomfortable feeling remained in my gut. After doing right thing, then you're supposed to feel comfortable, right? And eventually I realized that I did not necessarily have to act like that. It was not necessary. This kind of impulsive reaction usually results in an escalation of suffering on both sides. This event made me realize that something I believed to be true when I was feeling anger may not have been accurate. You shouldn't trust yourself when you're angry. I thought anger was relatively easy for me to handle because, I do not become upset or angry easily. I'm gentle and kind. But it turns out that this was not true either. When we become angry, we tend to believe that the other person made us angry. Is it true? While in fact, the seed of anger is in us. So when the cause meets a specific condition, it generates an effect. Cause, condition, effects. The other person only plays a role in creating the specific condition. The seeds are within us. This explains why two people react differently in the same situation. They hear the same words, they see the same situation, but one person gets angry while the other person remains calm. If we understand this, we will be better at pausing and reflecting on our emotion. One of my jobs at the One Dharma Center is managing and controlling heating and cooling system. Some people say that the meditation hall is too cold, and some people say that the temperature is a little too warm for meditation. Neither of these are really correct. And recently we had to call a heating technician to fix a problem with the floor heating in our meditation hall. And during his visit, he mentioned that for him, 70 degrees is just the perfect temperature for him. But for his wife, even 74 is not warm enough. How do you think? Is 74 warm enough? And it causes them trouble when they sleep at night. No, good sleep is important, right? 70 degree warm or not. Instead of arguing about it, a more constructive approach or a more accurate approach would be to say, I feel this room is cold. And the other person would say, I feel that this room is a little too warm. This opens up the possibility of finding a solution that works for both. Perhaps you could consider purchasing a water heating pad that has separate temperature controller to accommodate different preferences. Then you can buy that online. Or you can just decide to follow whatever the other person likes. Just as different people respond differently to the same temperature, our minds can also have different reactions to the same sensory conditions. And we can only recognize this when we pause. and step back from our anger and become aware of what we are feeling. We need to step back and to have some distance from what we are feeling. And this doesn't mean that we have to ignore all the wrong behavior of other people in the society. So let me introduce a story in our scripture. One day, the son of a disciple of Master Sote-san was badly startled by a hunter's misfire. His son would have been killed. The disciple was wondering what the right choice and action would be if the worst case happened. He thought, should I just forgive him? Should I just accept anything that happens to my son because everything that happens has its reason? I practice and I learn cause and effect, the principle of cause and effect in the universe. So he asked to Master Sote-san, so what if a drunken driver almost hit your child? Most people will become furious. Now, how would you react? How would you respond? Sote-san said to the disciple, I would, as a citizen and a father, immediately report the details to the government office. I would subsequently entrust the matter to the office that regulates the law and consider it to be out of my hands after that. This story tells us that even in difficult and emotional situations, such as a life-threatening situation involving our child, we should not be consumed by our emotions and react impulsively. And at the same time, you also need to take practical action, such as reporting the incident to the authorities. He said that he would consider the matter to be out of his hands after that. There are certain things that are beyond our control, and we must learn to accept them and move on rather than holding on to that. This story teaches us how to find the middle way in situations where we could be angry at somebody's mistake or wrongdoings. Today I have shared how to deal with anger. Anger is one of the 3 poisonous minds in Buddhism. The other 2 are greed and delusion or ignorance. I'd like to conclude my talk by reading the first items of the essential dharmas of daily practice. The mind is originally free from disturbance, but disturbances arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the equanimity of our true nature by letting go of disturbances. I hope we all become the master and the owner of our minds. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Jieun, for sharing your wisdom. After this service, we will take a moment to reflect on this message and have a short discussion with 4 or 5 in a group. So, thank you again. And here, today, we have a newly assigned 교무님, Reverend Moonwon Chang. He came here January 6th, and he is setting his new journey here, One Dharma Center. So please welcome and root for him.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Moonwon Chang. Just call me Moonwon. I am a new minister here. I am glad to meet you all. I've never expected I would be doing sitting meditation surrounded by Americans like you. I love the fresh air and beautiful nature here. So perfect. I'd like to perfect together and grow with you as we explore Dharma. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Moonwan. We expect this peaceful journey with you too. And now turn to page 6. We will recite the essential dharmas of daily practice with Pat.
One, the mind is originally free from disturbance, but disturbances arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the equanimity of our true nature by letting go of disturbances. 2, the mind is originally free from delusion, but delusions arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the wisdom of our true nature by letting go of delusions. 3, the mind is originally free from wrongdoing, but wrongdoings arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the precepts of our true nature by letting go of wrongdoing. 4, let us replace disbelief, greed, laziness, and ignorance with belief, zeal, questioning, and dedication. 4, let us replace, I did that already. 5, let us turn resentment into gratitude. 6, let us turn dependency into self-reliance. 7, let us turn reluctance to learn into willingness to learn well. 8, let us turn reluctance to teach into willingness to teach well. And 9, let us turn the lack of public spirit into eagerness to serve the good of all.
One Dharma Center will have retreats in April and June, May. So the first one, we will have a meditation retreat on April 6th to 9th on exploration of the mind, one Buddhism and psychology with a guiding teacher, Dr. Lunel Dade. So anyone who wants to enjoy deep contemplation and reflection on our minds are welcome to attend. And we will have a Memorial Day weekend meditation retreat, meditation as a path to our true nature. We will learn and practice meditation in its various forms to develop the ability to maintain focus and remain calm. You can take these flyers at foyer or visit our website and register online. And for the newcomers, you can sign up for One Dharma Center newsletter, so you can fill out the form at the foyer. We will conclude this service with morning prayer song, page 9. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace, I begin a new day in your presence. Today, full of health and with peace of mind, may I walk along the path of the Buddha. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace, I begin a new day with your grace. merit. Dharmakaya Buddha fourfold grace. I begin a new day with compassion. Today, making the world a more loving place. May I do all that I can for one world. Thank you all in the Dharma Hall and our Dharma friends online for joining our Sunday Dharma service. We dedicate the merit of our practice to the earthquake victims in Turkey and Syria, and also to Freya, Kathy's cat, who passed away. Thank you. And for dear people here in person, let's turn around to our neighbors and share any thoughts and take away within 20 or 30 minutes. The discussion topic Reverend Jieun gave us is, what are the things that makes me angry? What are